And now Iran is trying to create a nuclear weapon. But we would have had a deal. They were dying to make a deal. I stopped China and everybody else from buying oil from them. Biden hasn't done anything. And we're in a very grave position with what's going on. That was one of the worst deals ever made. And now they're willing to make an even worse deal, this administration. I always fought for South Carolina, including by delivering millions and millions to your great governor, Henry McMaster, to ensure that Charleston has the deepest water port on the East Coast, the deepest water port, Henry, right? How about the West Coast? We have to go a little deeper? Let's go a little deeper, Henry. Come on, let's make it in the country. We'll go deeper. But all of that was only the beginning. Here is just some of the bold agenda that I'll immediately implement when we become, we become the 47th President of the United States. Before I even arrive at the Oval Office, shortly after I win the presidency, because of you, I will have the horrible war between Russia and Ukraine settled. I'll get it done in 24 hours. I know them both very well. Zelensky and Putin, I'll get it solved very, very quickly. It should have never started, should never have started. All of those people that have been killed would be alive today. All of those cities that are just absolutely demolished would be up, would be prosperous. I am the only candidate who can make this promise, and the promise is I will prevent World War III. Nobody else is going to be able to do it. I will totally obliterate the deep state. We will find the globalists, warmongers, and the bureaucrats who have weaponized our justice system, and we will escort them from federal buildings. We're going to get them the hell out of government. I will end the disaster known as Bidenomics. He doesn't even know. 2 weeks ago, they used the term. He said, what is that? Now he likes the term, I guess. You know what it means? It means destruction for our company. That's destruction for our country. We will replace Biden's tax hikes with the beautiful Trump tax cuts. You know, we have to extend the tax cuts. Biggest tax cuts in history. I will cancel every Biden regulation that's harming South Carolina workers, and there are many, and they're coming into being every single day. We will stop Biden's inflation nightmare, and I will reverse every one of Biden's globalist economic betrayals. And once again, we will put America first, and we'll put it first like never before. To protect South Carolina workers and manufacturers, I will pass the Trump Reciprocal Trade Act, which I have one vote right here already. And he said to me, gee, that sounds good. You mean one for one? But we had some senators that I don't think either they had a deal made or they didn't understand it. But it's an incredible thing. As an example, if India, China, or another country hits us with a 100% or 200% tariff, any tariff at all, we will hit them with the exact same tariff right back, and they will either withdraw or we're going to take a lot of money in. I mean, we have cases, many cases, and I'm not just talking about China. The European Union is brutal, where they tax us and we don't tax them, and we were all set to do it until we got hit with COVID. Then we had other things to do. Unlike Ron DeSantis, who voted to gut Medicare and Social Security and voted 3 times to raise the retirement age to 70, Ron voted to retire. And you deserve that. You know, you deserve what that says. You worked all your life in many cases. Nobody's going to mess around with it. He wanted to raise it to 70. That wasn't the deal. I will always protect Medicare and Social Security for our great seniors. And in 4 years, I never discussed it. And one thing about a politician, when they bring it up, and if they bring it up, they'll bring it up again, to stop the Marxist prosecutors who release rapists and murderers while persecuting conservatives. And by the way, the Catholic Church is under siege by these people. So I don't know how any Catholic or any Christian could vote for them. I will direct a completely overhauled DOJ to investigate every radical DA in America for their illegal, racist, and reverse enforcement of the law. I will immediately terminate every open borders policy of the Biden administration and bring it back to what it was just 3 years ago, strongest border in history. And under Biden, other countries are emptying out their prisons, their mental institutions, and dumping everyone, including terrorists, big scale terrorists, into the USA. Congratulations. A lot of people have asked me for the parody of what we call the snake. Did anyone ever hear the snake? Did you ever hear that, Lindsay? The snake. Marjorie, you've heard it plenty. Does anybody want me to do the snake? Now, you know, it is very hot. It'll take a minute, but it is hot. Who wants the snake? Who doesn't want the snake? Nobody. Let's go. So this is, I don't really need it, actually. I don't really need it. We remember things pretty well. But this is about our border. This is about what's happening. This is about the treachery of what's happening on our border and the people that are coming in. And countries aren't sending their best. They're sending people that are, as you know, and as I said, in jails and mental institutions, insane asylums. It's a horrible thing that's happening. And I believe the real number is going to be 15 million people by the end of this year, Henry, so it's going to be terrible. On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. "Poor thing," she cried, "I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a comforter of silk and laid him by her fireside with some honey and some milk. She hurried home from work that night, and as soon as she arrived, she found the pretty snake she'd taken had been fully revived. "Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. She clutched him to her bosom. "You're so beautiful," she cried. "But if I hadn't brought you in by now, you truly would have died." She stroked his pretty skin again and kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying, "Thank you, ma'am," the snake gave her a vicious bite. "Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. "I saved you," cried the woman, "and you've bitten me, but why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die." "Shut up, silly woman," said the reptile with a grin. "You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in." I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Give it to somebody. We'll see it on eBay tonight. 10,000. But that's our border. That's what it is. We're being misled, and it's vicious and violent, and criminals are coming in. And these countries are very smart. I know every one of them. I know the leaders. They're very streetwise people, smart people, and they're sending us their problems. And we're taking in millions of problems. When I'm back in office, following the Eisenhower model, we will use every necessary state, local, federal, and military resource to carry out the largest domestic deportation in American history, starting with the criminals, starting with some very bad criminals, many criminals, murderers, many criminals. To further deter illegal immigration, I will sign on day one, executive order ending automatic citizenship for the children of illegal aliens. They come here illegally, they have children. We're the only country in the world that does that. They come in, they have children, and now the children, you say, "Welcome aboard," and then they bring their parents in with them later. We're the only country in the world that does it, Henry. In addition to build on the historic progress we made at implementing strict vetting for all immigrants, I will order our government to deny entry to all communists and Marxists as required by law. Our bigger problem is, what about the communists, Marxists, and fascists that have been here for a long time? The ones that are partially running our government. We got to get them the hell out, too. I will immediately sign a new executive order to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, transgender insanity, and any other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content to our children. I will keep men out of women's sports. And I'm the one that started that. They all, my wonderful, brilliant people that work with, sir, I'd rather not have you bring that up. This is like 2 years ago. I'd rather not have you bring that up, they'd say, Marjorie. Sir, you know, a consultant, they get paid all this money, they don't know a thing. And frankly, whether they want it or not, it's wrong. And it's so demeaning to women, so horrible for women. You saw the other day the weightlifter, 19 years, this record, and the woman was a great champion. They poured a quarter of an ounce on one side of the barbells, a quarter of an ounce on the other. And she did everything she could. I'll do it in the heat. It's hot as hell out here, by the way. Hot as hell. But we have to keep going. We have to trudge forward, right? Who the hell cares? You go home, take a nice cold shower, you'll be fine, right? But she took those barbells and she lifted them, and her parents were there, and her future husband was there, and they were going to watch her break the record by just a little tiny bit. Stood for 19 years. And she got up and she almost had it, but she couldn't do it. And then comes a nice guy who's now transgender. They said, have you lifted before? No, not really. Have you had any experience with weightlifting? No, not much. Well, it's your turn. Good luck. Oh, thank you very much. Bing. That was the end of that contest. And they beat the records by many, many, many pounds. It is so unfair and degrading for women. And you know, the amazing thing, because of our crazy woke society, and I hate the word woke, actually, because nobody even has a real accurate description. It means lack of common sense more than anything else. But because of that, because of these people, even the participants are afraid to talk about it. And as you know, I didn't do mandates, and we'll never have a vaccine or a mask mandate. We never did it. I didn't do it. Other people did. And we will protect and have protected our Second Amendment. I will defend innocent life like nobody has ever done before. Nobody's ever done that. 50 years and we got it, and now you're in a position to negotiate something really big because of what we did. I will bring back free speech in America, and I will move heaven and earth to fully secure our elections. We have to secure. We have open borders, and we have really bad and corrupt elections. And therefore, we almost don't have a country, and soon you won't have a country if you keep that up. Our goal will be one-day voting with only paper ballots and voter ID in all cases. But until then, Republicans must compete using every lawful means to win. We will restore patriotic education to our schools, and we will teach our children to love our country, to honor our history, and always salute our great American flag. And we will teach them the legend of the great General Andrew Pickens. Nearly 6 years into the American Revolution, the cause of the Patriots was looking very, very bleak. It was looking bad. Looked like they couldn't do it. One by one, the redcoats were laying waste to southern territories. They were taking over vast amounts of land. But then the enemy made a fatal error. They came for us, the backcountry. They came to the back. That was not a good move. The backcountry. Does anybody know what the backcountry is? Because I do. How many people are from the backcountry, yes? They made a bad mistake. They came to the backcountry of South Carolina, And despite long odds of victory, he was given no chance. Pickens urged his South Carolina patriots to stand strong and stand brave. At the historic Battle of Cowpens, just 60 miles from here, the enemy was fooled into believing the Americans were in retreat. But General Pickens would never retreat, and the people that knew him knew that, and he would never, ever surrender. The British forces were decimated, and the Patriots won a stunning victory, one of the most important victories to our freedom and to our glorious independence. Like General Pickens, all of us here today are in a battle for American liberty and independence. And like the great general, we must stand tall, we must stand strong, and we must charge forward to victory. We have to do it. We're doing, this is the same. And I've been saying, people would ask me, who's our biggest enemy? Is it China? Could it be Russia? Could it be North Korea? What about Iran? I said, no, no, no. Our biggest enemy is from within. They're sick people from within. The communists, the Marxists, the fascists. Because if we have the right person running like I was, no wars, no threats of wars, no Russia going into Ukraine, no China talking about Taiwan, wasn't even thinkable, wasn't on the table. Because if we have the right person, but what do? They impeach him twice. They go after him like nobody's ever been gone after. And the people of this country will not stand for it any longer. From Greenville to Great Falls, from Columbia to Clemson, and from Charleston to right here with all of you, we stand on the shoulders of generations of American patriots who gave everything they had for our country and for our freedom. Our American ancestors conquered a dangerous frontier. They tamed the wilderness, they fought the battles, they faced down the enemies, and they poured out their blood, sweat, and tears to make this into the greatest nation in the history of the world. But now, we are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation. We are a nation that has the highest inflation in 50 years, where banks are collapsing and interest rates have gone through the roof. Likewise, we are a nation where energy costs have reached the highest in our history. We are no longer energy independent or energy dominant, like we were just a few short years ago. We are a nation that is begging Venezuela and many others for oil. Please, please, please help us, Joe Biden says. Yet we have more liquid gold right under our feet than any other country. We are a nation that is consumed by the radical left's Green New Deal. Yet everyone knows that the Green New Deal is fake and will lead to our country's destruction. We are a nation whose leaders are demanding all electric cars. Even though they can't go far, they cost too much, and whose batteries are produced in China with materials only available in China, when an unlimited amount of gasoline is available inexpensively in the United States, but not available in China. We are a nation that ended oil exploration and production in the U.S. just as the price of oil reached an all-time high. What other country would do such a thing? How could anybody be so foolish? We are a nation that surrendered in Afghanistan leaving behind dead soldiers, American citizens, and $85 billion worth of the finest military equipment anywhere in the world. And we are a nation that allowed Russia to devastate a country, Ukraine, killing hundreds of thousands of people. And it will only get worse under this leadership. It would never have happened with me as your president, and for 4 straight years, it didn't happen. And China, with Tor, is next. That's right. China, with Taiwan, is next. Watch. We are a nation that has weaponized its law enforcement against the opposing political party like never before. We've got a federal Bureau of Investigation that won't allow bad election-changing facts to be presented to the public, and which offers $1 million to a writer of fiction about Donald Trump to lie and say it was fact, where Hunter Biden's laptop from hell was Russian disinformation, and the FBI knew it wasn't. But 51 intelligence agents said it was, and they knew it wasn't also. And the Department of Justice that refuses to investigate egregious acts of voting irregularities and fraud. And we have a man who is totally corrupt and the worst president in the history of our country, who is cognitively impaired and in no condition to lead, and is now in charge of dealing with Russia and possible nuclear war, which would be World War III, and far more devastating than any of the previous wars because of the weaponry that no one even wants to think about. There is nothing like the weaponry of today. It will destroy everything. We are a nation that no longer has a free and fair press. Fake news is all you get, and they are the enemy of the people. They refuse to discuss the Biden crime family, but enjoy covering false indictments of Donald Trump, who has done absolutely nothing wrong, and almost all pundits say so. We are a nation where free speech is no longer allowed, and where crime is rampant and out of control like never, ever before. We are a nation that is allowing Iran to build a massive nuclear weapon and China to use the trillions and trillions of dollars it has taken from us to build a military to rival or surpass our own. And less than 3 years ago, we had Iran, China, Russia, and North Korea in check. They weren't going to do a thing against us, and everyone knows it. They respected us, and they respected your leader. Now Russia and China are holding summits to carve up the world. And perhaps most importantly, we are a nation that is no longer respected or listened to on the world stage. We are a nation that in many ways has become a joke. We are a nation that is hostile to liberty, freedom, and faith. We are a nation whose economy is collapsing into a cesspool of ruin, whose supply chain is broken, whose stores are not stocked, whose deliveries are not coming, and whose educational system is ranked at the bottom of every single list. We are a nation where large packs of sadistic criminals and thieves are allowed to go into stores and openly rob them, beat up and kill our workers and customers, and leave with armloads of goods, but with no retribution or retaliation, where the authority of our great police has been taken, and they are great, and where their families and pensions have been threatened, and their lives would be destroyed for the mere mention of the words law enforcement. We are a nation where fentanyl and other forms of illegal drugs are easier to get than formula for our beautiful little babies. A nation whose once revered airports are dirty. They're a crowded mess. You sit and wait for hours and then are notified that the plane won't leave, and they have no idea when it will, where ticket prices have tripled, They don't have the pilots to fly the planes. They don't seek qualified air traffic controllers anymore. And they just don't know what they're doing. We are a nation that has lost its confidence, lost its willpower, and lost its strength. We are a nation that has lost its way. But we are not going to allow this horror to continue. 3 years ago, we were a great nation, and we will soon be a great nation again. It was hard-working patriots like you who built this country, and it is hard-working patriots like you who are going to save our country. 2024 is our final battle. With your support, this primary, we are going to finish what we started. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists. We will throw off the slick and very sick political class that hates our country. And we will rout the fake news media. We will defeat crooked Joe Biden. And we will drain the swamp in Washington, D.C. once and for all. Like those great patriots before us, we will not bend, we will not break, we will not yield, we will never give in, we will never give up, we will never ever back down. Together we will complete the mission. We will cross the finish line. We will rescue freedom, liberty, and justice and propel that spirit of July 4th, 1776. We will win a righteous and magnificent victory on November 5th, 2024. The great silent majority is rising like never before. Nobody has ever seen this before, ever, ever, ever. These record crowds are massively before the election. Nothing like this has ever happened in our country, and probably any other country either. But under our leadership, the forgotten men and women will be forgotten no longer. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one nation under God. And together, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you to South Carolina. Thank you very much, Pickens. Thank you very much, and have a happy 4th of July. Thank you, everybody. It's a great honor. Thank you.